You know you need to fire somebody, and all the data points to why this person is awful for the team, and yet you don't fire them because you're so uncomfortable with firing them. How do I start to believe in myself enough to take action to do something? Before I've started something really big, I've never had the belief I could do it, but I've done it anyways. However, if you need to believe in yourself in order to then take action, that's going to be very difficult, because the reason why you don't believe in yourself is you have no evidence to support why you could accomplish this thing, because it is a new thing, you've never done it before, your brain has no evidence to pull from of all the reasons why you could do it. You actually have to go do the thing to accumulate the evidence to then compound on that and gain the momentum in the direction you want. I've always thought I was gonna fail, but I have taken the actions like I believed. I've looked at other people, I've said, what do they do? What are these successful people doing who do believe in themselves? And then I've gained the belief afterwards. I think if you're trying to figure out if you should go all in on something, then you have to base it off of logic. You know, if I'm looking at a business, is the market growing? Can I get talent for this business? Is the economy working against this business? On paper, does it make sense? Same goes for when we got married. Does this person fit all the things that I wrote down of what I said I wanted in a person? I have always just relied on that versus does it feel amazing in the moment, because feelings are fleeting. And so if you wanna know if you should go all in on something, say it's an opportunity like a business opportunity, do your research to find out, is there an opportunity in this market and do I have the skills to capture that opportunity? If you don't have enough self-awareness, you've gotta ask other people for theirs. Ask opinions on the outside. If I have an idea and I'm like, yeah, this business sounds like really good, I'll bounce it off of people who I know are experts in the field, right? Because there's a lot of things we don't know. Same goes for investing in a business. Maybe I think this looks like a great investment. I'm gonna call somebody who's an absolute expert in the field if I'm not and say like, what do you think of this? And then I might find out the opposite. So if you're not aware enough to know if it's a good opportunity or not, find somebody who is and ask them. I think a lot of the times when it comes down to how do you use emotions versus logic is what data are you using to make decisions? And I think that a lot of the times CEOs and founders that are first time, maybe they're inexperienced. I know for myself, before I understood methodology for making decisions, I used to make them off of emotion, what you feel is right for the business. And a lot of times this is because maybe you aren't data driven. You haven't put all the right mechanisms in place to actually collect data in your business so that you can make informed decisions off the data rather than your gut feel of what's right for the business. And in the beginning, you kind of have to go off gut feel because you don't have all the stuff in place, and it doesn't make sense to have it all in place from the get-go. Once you're like into year one, you've got product market fit, you're starting to get a team in place, you need to make collecting the right data a priority, because the business is going to get too big for you to make decisions off your gut. And oftentimes what's gonna happen is your gut's gonna start being wrong. And it's because there's too many variables in play now. And that is where most entrepreneurs go wrong, is they don't realize that there is a point in time where you kind of need to make that switch to start making decisions based off the data. Is it fun? No. Maybe you gotta get a CRM in place, you've gotta get tracking in place, then you have to also get people metrics in place. Even when people get that stuff in place, a lot of people still make decisions based off of emotion. I feel really bad about this thing, and therefore, if I don't make the decision that solves for my emotional need, I will be frustrated, angry, disappointed, and I will throw a fit. You know you need to fire somebody, and all the data points to why this person is awful for the team, and yet you don't fire them because you're so uncomfortable with firing them. And so I think it just takes discipline. It takes discipline of remembering that what is good for your business doesn't feel good in the moment. So a lot of people ask about mentors. How do you go about finding a mentor? I think you have to be the kind of person who stands out. I mean, I remember in school, the teacher pays more attention to the students who study more and they do more on their own. It's like the same with mentorship. If you have nothing to show for yourself, then go read books and act on those books before you try to get a mentor. The best mentors I have done enough with their books, programs, other things they've suggested before I've tried to get that person to be my mentor. Most people who are worthy of being a mentor don't need your money. They want somebody who like executes to a T. That's what every really great mentor wants, is somebody who actually follows the plan. And so I think in the beginning, you've got to rely on books, you've got to rely on research, because most people won't be your mentor before you have anything to show for it. This is just the truth of it, is that the people who get the best mentors are the ones who are winning. They're the ones who show that they don't need the mentor to win. The mentors know. They're like, this person's gonna fucking win no matter what. I would like to help them. I've never seen a mentor who helps somebody who's a loser. Like, I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's like, I haven't seen somebody who's like this unapproachable, like huge, like ideal mentor go to somebody who's losing. They go to the people that are already winning without their help, and then they help pour gasoline on the fire to get them to grow even faster. I worked my ass off without any mentors, reading books, doing courses, and then eventually, like, people approached me and they were like, I will help you even more. And I execute to a T. Stand out on your own before you expect somebody to come and save you.